Hey everyone, welcome to this episode of Explore Django, where we are going to be talking about routing basics. Right? So first we're going to start off by talking about what routing is and make sure we understand the foundation of how Django routes URLs to views. And then we are going to take a look at how Django can route dynamic URLs, such as, we're going to look at posts and we're going to show a specific post by passing in like posts dash one, right? And then we'll get the first post and display that on our page through our post view, which will render our post template, right? So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's take a look and see what we have currently. Right now, we have three URLs that are being recognized. We have our home, we have an about, and we have posts, right? So let's take a look and see why those URLs are being recognized. Here in our project folder, URLs contains all the URLs that are recognized by our project. Now you'll see here that we have all of our admin stuff, which comes built in with Django, and then we're also including our core URLs as well as our post URLs, right? So those are two apps that we currently have, core and posts, and we are including the URLs file that is in each of those apps. So with the cores, we can see, with the core URLs, we can see that it starts with nothing, right? So that's why it's just starting with the root URL. So we have there and we have about, right? Whereas with posts, everything that is included in posts is going to start with posts. So currently we just have this, which is a blank URL. So that's why here we have posts and then nothing after posts is recognized. When we put something here, it is not going to recognize it, right? So you'll also have noticed these symbols here, the caret and the $sign. Those are part of Python's regex, which denotes the beginning of a string and an end of a string. That is why we do not recognize anything that is after here, because we are saying that it just has to end with posts, right? And then it just ends. So let's go ahead and change this. Let's go ahead. We want this to display our post with the ID of 3. Luckily for us, Django has a built-in view called detail view, which makes this really easy to do. So first thing, let's go ahead and add in a new route. We will call this post detail route, and we want this to have a dynamic value because this is going to be changing, and it's going to be digits, right? Again, this is part of Django's regex, or Python's regex, so go ahead and search that to get a better understanding. But for this video, all you have to understand that this is going to be looking for a series of digits, and it's going to pass it to the view with a parameter of pk, right? And that is what is required by Django's detail view. So if we go here, post detail view, let's go ahead and do that. And we have to create that because we don't have that yet, right? We are going to create that in our post views file. Let's go ahead and copy here. And here we will name this post detail view. And instead of going off of list view, remember list view just shows all of the posts. Detail view is going to take that pk parameter and it's going to just show that one object of the post model, right? And we will change the template. It'll be a different template. And we also need to import the detail view from Django views generic, right? And now the last thing we have to do is we have to create our post template, right? And we are going to, similar to the posts, we are going to extend from our base and include a block body. All right, and let's just put in post.title just to make sure things are hooked up correctly. Let's see if I made any mistakes. I think we should be okay. Maybe this will be wrong. We'll see what happens. So this should return our third post, and it does not. So we made a mistake somewhere, right? Probably did I make a mistake? I did not put, okay, so this is an example. There is no trailing slash here. So I have a trailing slash here, but it didn't recognize it because of that, right? So Django's best practice and general style guide is to have a trailing slash. So we want to come back here and we want to put a trailing slash. And we'll right find that, okay. So we can see that, and we can see this one is different, so we are good to go. Let's go ahead and expand our template a little bit more. If we look at our post model, we can see we have title, author, published, subreddit, create date, body. Let's go ahead and show some of these fields here in our template. So if we do here, let's go ahead and do H2, let's just make this H1, right? And let's do P, and let's do written by post.author on post.create date, right? And let's go ahead and do that. And let's just going to make it italics. It's really simple, just so we can see that it is different. And then here, let's go ahead and render our post.body. Now, our post.body is HTML, so we have to put in a template tag, or a template filter called safe, which will render that HTML. So let's go ahead and see how this looks. All right. So, the main thing is we just want to show that we have the data here. We can change the article, or the post, I should say, and we should see this. It's still really ugly, but that doesn't matter yet. And I think we are good to go now. So now hopefully you should have a better understanding on how the routes work, where the server is going to receive a request to a URL, and then it is going to route that URL to a specific view, which is going to render an HTML template.